Now I'm going to do a different kind of video here today. Normally I'm speaking to clients and directly to people that are interested in buying or selling home. Those are what most of my videos are towards, but today I'm going to do a video that's kind of geared more towards other realtors, other newer realtors, and people that are kind of debating on or interested in real estate in general. So I am just now beginning like my 6th year of real estate, and these are just some kind of things that I've noticed in being in real estate for that long, coming from teaching where this is a completely different job. I say it's completely, you treat people the same, but obviously sales and teaching is different. So I just wrote these things down. I literally wrote this down in like 5 minutes. So this is just kind of off the top of my head, some things. So real estate is probably not what you think. What I mean by that is, like, I think, at least for me, I can only speak for myself and other conversations I've ever had with other realtors, but the thing that you don't realize is it's also running a business. You're running your own business. So like you got finances, taxes. Normally whenever you go have a job, you are clocking in or whatever and being told what to do. Here you're creating your own actions to become successful. So you should have help if you're in a good office, someone to teach you, a good broker, but it's still on you. Realtors on social media and with all this crazy stuff are like, we're taught to act successful because people want to do business with successful people. So if you go to an interview, a listing interview, and you've never sold a home and that comes up, it's going to be harder to get that interview. So you are taught to act successful on social media. So all this stuff you see, a lot of the stuff you see is not a little bit fabricated, we'll say. Here's a stat, and I may have these numbers a little bit off, but something like 82% of people that get their real estate license are out of the business in 18 months. That's a very high rate, and I think it's because people don't know what they're getting into. They see stuff on social media and stuff and think that it's easy and it's cool and stuff. It's not just shit tons of money. Like, people think that they, like I said earlier, you're taught to act successful on social media, so they think that everyone's just making bukus of money. And it's really kind of like Pareto's Law. I think that Pareto's Law applies pretty much to everything, is the top 20% of agents are doing 80% of the business. And that's true. And then you can go even higher, like the top 1% and 2% are also in a different level on their own. It can be good money, but it takes work and it's a lot harder than you think. You don't get to clock in and out. I kind of touched on this earlier. Like, you're always on. So there's things you can do within your business to kind of slow that down, like not reply to everyone after a certain time of day. Just letting people know and letting your expectations be known that, hey, this time I'm probably not going to reply. Whatever this is, it probably can wait till tomorrow. So I'm kind of envious of my wife sometimes. She's a nurse, so she deals with a bunch of BS on her own, but she gets to clock out. And we're about to go on vacation, and she doesn't have to answer her phone. That's kind of cool. So just another point, it's probably harder than you think, and you will be tested mentally. Like I said, it is hard, and you will be tested mentally because you got to do things that you are not necessarily want to do or comfortable with doing. Like, I'd say this all the time when people ask, before I got into real estate, I had like 50 phone numbers in my phone. Now I got tons of them. Like, I had to actively make myself talk to people and call people and do this lead generation and follow-up stuff. And it wasn't easily mentally. I would have to like get in my head, like, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. And it is uncomfortable. You got to have uncomfortable conversations with like your sphere, because they'll forget to refer you. Or they don't think that it is as important as we know that it is. So it's our job to teach some people that, but also have those conversations. And also, I mean, you're pretty much having hard conversations nonstop. Like, we deliver bad news. We help people through a transaction, which means we eliminate fires before they even happen, and sometimes after they happen. And try to keep your client out of it as much as you can, because that just stresses them out. So literally dealing with problem after problem after problem and getting a contract from a signed listing agreement to close is stressful mentally, and it can be difficult, and it will test you mentally. Also, you are constantly learning and continually growing and changing. So like I said, I think this is like my 6th full year going into real estate. I'm starting it. My year 1 to this year are completely different. Like every year you're constantly growing and changing, and trying to, be better and do more and be more. And it's challenging. And yeah, you're just constantly growing and learning. So this past year, I kind of took a little bit of time off, and I killed all the momentum I had in my real estate business. And I've worked like 4 months, working my butt off to finally get this thing back going again. Whereas before, I was able to take time off and then just get back to work and then make stuff happen. Whereas this time it took longer for whatever reason, the market or whatever you want to blame it on. I blame it on myself, obviously, but it's different. So I thought I had it figured out year 5, and then bam, now all of a sudden I'm learning all these new things. And this year my focus is consistency. Like I've said, I've made this my word of the year before, but this year I feel like mentally I'm in a different level to where it kind of means something different for me. So being consistent, like when I'm going out of town, it's easy to take the week off before and the week off after, and before you know it, you just took 3 weeks off, and you do that 3 times a year. That's 9 weeks out of the year. That's not even counting other holidays and stuff. So like trends, social media, YouTube, lead generation, all that stuff, personal life, how to manage having a life and a wife and kids with real estate, and as you grow. And then you're constantly learning new stuff online, or at least I am. That may be the biggest challenge in my real estate career, is just all this computer, techie, online, trendy, social media, YouTube stuff. But I'm figuring it out, and I have help, and I'm learning constantly. And the last real quick thing I'll say about getting into real estate, it can be really, really good. For me, it has been. So I never really tithed before, and I wasn't even gonna say this, I don't even know why this comes up, or I think of it, but whenever I got in real estate and out of teaching, I said, I'm going to tithe 10%, and either I'm gonna be successful at this or I'm not. And I have been successful, and like I said, I don't even know why I say that, other than maybe because you can't do this you can't go through life without, I feel bad for people who go through life without believing in God, Jesus, because you can just give everything to him and not have to worry about that stuff. The peace that comes with that is awesome. But real estate can be really, really good if you get in a good brokerage, if you get people surrounding you that care about you, and love you and want you to be good and want to help you. It can be really, really good. You just gotta be able to put in the work, but also believe that successful people are going to be successful no matter what they do. So I don't really know what that means, but it can be awesome. So if you are getting into real estate, or you're thinking about it, or if you need any help, you just happen to watch this video buying or selling, reach out to me. I'll talk to you about it, and get you in touch with people from my brokerage, because I think it's a good one. So thanks, guys.